the blockchain breeze. He's live every day, decode the mazing. JJ's cryptic corner where the coins keep turning. Logging now, the future's burning. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. Pixels glow, charts flow, crypto whispers, secrets show. He cracks the code on this winding road. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic. Tune in, lean back, grab your coffee, hit the track. JJ's live, don't be late. Cryptic wisdom, seal your fate. JJ's cryptic.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday, right? How's everyone doing today, guys? Don't forget to smash the like button on your way in. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Let's jump right into it. Bitcoin currently trading at $67,655.99. Dominance lingering between 59 and 59.5 at 59.19, up 0.07% on the day. Bitcoin itself up 0.9% on the day. Let's go refresh our liquidation heat map and see where we're at. Not a whole lot going on. Oh my gosh, I gotta remember to do this every single day. Not a whole lot going on in the market today. We did get jobs numbers came out. Apparently, good jobs numbers. So there's that. Let me see. There we go. I don't know why it doesn't just take me. As soon as I log in, I gotta go through all this, jumping through all these hoops. Okay, 12 hour. Yeah, they're gonna go down and liquidate those bulls. Are you kidding me? 67,089. 67,089. Now, I don't know if they're gonna. Whoops. I don't know if they're gonna go down there quick. 67,089, and then wick right back up, or where they're gonna go. But there's definitely a lot of liquidity here. 64,510. I feel like I'm out of my groove today. I got wrecked at work. Like, wrecked. 68,349. Getting good hours, though, which is good. The fiat mines call my name. It is a requirement now. 70.11. It's weird thinking that 70K is, like, high for Bitcoin now. It's so trippy. Tom Selleck Goat said, they will cut rates. Job report is fake. I know that. I'm aware. 100%. Okay, Bitcoin, $67,683. Let's see. They're definitely going to take that liquidity to the downside. It's not even that far to 64,510. Easy out. We are getting a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI, so we'll see if that results in any upside. We do got a green dot on the momentum wave as well. Vahid said bill motion against Trump's Canada tariffs passed in the House, but not enough of 2/3 vote might have helped the markets if it had a strong vote. For Canada specific, I feel like that's very niche. It's too small. They got to do like full blanket outlaw of tariffs. I think that would be good for the market. I think it would be bad for the economy. And that might be a hot take, but I do think that there's a huge benefit to tariffs. And if you think that they're a tax, then you're not necessarily wrong. My thing is, if you get taxed based on what you spend your money on, I'm all for it. I think income tax should go away. Just tax people on goods, you know? I'll pay taxes on goods all day. If I buy more stuff, I pay more taxes. It just makes sense. The guy importing the Bugatti has to pay a lot more in taxes because he's importing that. So there's a tariff on it. I don't know. But then, there's like tea and like food from other countries. So it's definitely a question. A good question. Vahid said not necessarily because of Canada, but it would be a first step to tariffs being backtracked and challenged. Yeah. Tom Selleck Scout said Trump said U.S. China probably stall on tariffs for a year. Interesting. All right. We talked about Bitcoin. Not too much going on. Probably going to grab that liquidity to the downside. Easy money for the market maker, if you will. ETH up 1.26% on the day, currently trading at $1,965.55. We are officially below $2,000 on ETH. Potential bullish crossover the moving average and the RSI here. We might get a rejection there as well. Keep an eye on that for sure. Definitely downside in the cards. I don't know if we're gonna actually get a turnaround here or not. I'm not a big fan of this. This is flatline. We get a nice big fat red volume candle. Flatline again. What's going on here? I'm guessing right now. My theory is that the market is stalling in anticipation of another partial government shutdown on Valentine's Day, actually, and I'm pretty sure it would only be the Department of Homeland Security funding that would cause some kind of limbo effect with the government. But the rest of the government is funded for the rest of the year, so that's kind of I'm grasping at straws at this point. We also got these bum job numbers that are apparently really good, and I don't know, it just seems like BS to me. The jobs numbers come in great, and then a year later they get revised down like really, really bad. And the Fed's just like, that was a year ago. We're not going to talk about that. It's fine. So it's kind of weird to me. Tom Selleck Scout said consumption tax greatly favors the wealthy. I don't know then. I don't know. I just keep the tariffs, man. I like the tariffs. Vahid said, but I don't think anyone will ever see the 7K, no wait, 5K, no wait, 2K, no wait, 1K tarot stimmies. Dude, give me a tarot stimmy all day. I'll take a tarot stimmy. Tariff stimmy. See, what kind of got me on that one is they talked about it very early on, and then he was asked about it later, and he's like, I don't remember saying anything about that. Which is very Trump. It's very Trump to be like, we're going to do all these amazing... He's literally doing like the stereotypical politician thing, where he's like, we're going to cure cancer, and every baby born is going to get $1 million, and we're going to send money to every person on the planet. And everyone's like, what are you going to do? When are we getting our money that you said you... And he's like, I don't remember saying that. I didn't say... That's all crazy stuff that you're talking about. I didn't say any of those crazy things. And then he just gaslights you. And you don't get... Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to show him? He's going to be like, oh yeah, whoops. My mistake. I didn't mean to say that. There's nothing incriminating about that. It's just slimy. Very snake oil salesman, if you will. Anyways, ETH lingering. Looking for 1750 support, I suppose. Solana, these charts all look the same as yesterday. Solana's up 1.27% on the day, currently trading at $80.31. Let's see if 80 holds. 80 is a psychological level, but I'm looking for 75. I'm looking for 50. I'm looking for 25. Don't think it's going to pull back that far, but you never know, especially in this current market. We do got a green dot in the momentum wave, point of the upside, currently oversold. So let's see if we can climb out of that. Money flows negative. Potential bullish crossover the moving average and the RSI. Getting ready to happen. We'll see if that happens, though. Total 3 up 0.44% on the day, currently trading at $694.4 billion. Can we get back above 700 and then eventually 711? Or are we destined for $640 billion candle body close on the 4-hour time frame to fill this wick, if you will? Volume is gone, completely gone. You would think that it was like a long holiday weekend. Allegedly, you know what? There's something going on with like the Chinese New Year or something like that. People don't usually like trade in the markets or something. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Jay Shear said, "Sup, family? What's going on, Jay Shear 2.0? Appreciate you for being here. Happy Wednesday, my friend." Fahid said, "Trump boys panic selling last week was hilarious. IKK? Who? Total 3? Talked about. Waterfly said, which black shirt today? Today we got Minecraft, full on Jack Black Minecraft shirt. I'm gonna stand up on the chair again. I don't know why Waterfly does this. He's trying to get me to fall. All right, ready? Minecraft. Let's go. Jack Black. Jason Momoa. Heck yeah. Also, sign up for Kalshi. Links in the description. When you deposit and trade with $25 or more, we both receive $25. $25 in non-withdrawable site credit. It is gambling though, so treat it like gambling. Don't trade more money than you can afford to lose. Subscribe if you haven't already. Today's coin market cap fear and greed index over there is 8 extreme fear. Yesterday it was at 9 extreme fear. And the top 10 looks the same as it did yesterday as well. Alright, let's get down before we fall. That was kind of fun. It's like the opposite of, oh shoot, what's the show called? Home Improvement. The neighbor, Wilson, who's always like this. He's like, hey neighbor. He's always looking over the fence. Oh man, fun times. Okay, thank you, Waterfly. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Okay, total 3. Am I back to my regular screen? Yes, I am. Total 3 we talked about. ADA is up 0.66%, below 26 at 22. It's above 25. It's kind of holding 25, which is good. The question is it going to maintain that hold, or are we going to lose that level? And if we do, where are we going? Because if we lose 25, I'm going to count on 20. And at that point, what is that? Was that a 20% drop? That's a pretty big drop. Tom Selleck said, stop pushing people to Kalshi. You're the reason my bags keep going down. People are going to go to Kalshi no matter what. If they use my referral link, though, at least I get a little bit of benefit. Okay. To be fair, I've stopped trading entirely, and I kind of stopped betting on Kalshi as well. I got to put more bets in. I do have current bets sitting there. I'm trying to get through this week, man. I got my ass kicked today. Today, I'm literally more exhausted than I've ever been in my entire life. I was struggling to go up the ladder today, which has never happened before. I'm like, man, I'm being dramatic, and I tried to get up the ladder somewhere, and I was like, whoa, no, I'm not being dramatic. My legs hurt. G Immortal said, sup, JJ? What's going on, G Immortal? Snack is down 0.52% on the day, currently trading at 0.00054. Are we going to get back up and reclaim 7.5, or are we going to continue to the downside after 2 lovely recoveries and a subsequent little bleed out after both? Is this one going to result in another pop, or is further downside in the cards? XRP is up 0.59% on the day, currently trading at 137.78. Can we get back above 140? See, it's just, there's like a big volume candle, and then we go flat again. And I don't know what it's for. I really don't. I'm at a loss right now of what news is causing the market, or maybe lack thereof news, causing the market to be this flat. And it's not just crypto. Stocks are flat as well. Avalanche and Chainlink, very flat. Gold and silver are flat. Now, if gold and silver are the lead here, which I'm hoping for, then we're looking for next week. Next week is going to be the fun time. But time will tell. As of right now, gold is very closely following the hand-drawn fractal, which is nice. If it plays out closely, as close as it's been, then we should get a bounce after this weekend. So the rest of this week, Thursday, Friday, might be a little bit boring, unfortunately. It's just the reality of investing. Sometimes investing is not sexy. Sometimes investing is not fun. Sometimes it is just waiting, watching and waiting. Now, that doesn't mean you have to keep your face buried inside the charts. Maybe play Minecraft or something with your family. We're starting a crypto Minecraft server. So if anyone's interested, join the Discord. I'll get you guys an invite, and we'll all build like a Minecraft village or something. This is what this market has come to. I'm not joking. I wish, like, this is not a bit. We have a Minecraft server of crypto bros. A crypto bro Minecraft server. That is legitimately where we've devolved to. Anyways, gold. I'm pretty excited about potential Friday, Monday situation. RSI not really doing too much. Read that in the momentum wave. Money flow's been positive for forever. It looks good to me, man. It looks good. All of the doom that I've been seeing lately makes me incredibly bullish on gold and silver for some reason. I couldn't tell you why. I really couldn't tell you why. It seems like the dollar is going to go poo-poo, and everything else is going to go woohoo. And gold and silver are probably going to be the spearhead of that move. we've kind of already seen that. But we clearly have a sell-off here. You know, there's way too fast of a move to the upside, so cool-offs, sell-offs happen. As of right now, silver's trading at $83.38. Are we going to hold above 80 and continue to the upside? What if I said you mentioned Minecraft server and you went from 17 to 4 watching? I saw that. I saw that. I mean, it happens, man. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? People don't want to watch me. They don't have to watch me. Silver, down 1.09% on the day. Let's see if we can hold above 80 and continue to the upside. What's interesting is this is almost doing the opposite of what crypto's doing. You got this flat line and then the green volume candle and then further flat line. Whereas Bitcoin and Solana and Ethereum and everything else has that flat line, red volume candle, and then more flat line. So it's interesting to watch. It is very interesting to watch. We've got potential bounce or bearish cross over this moving average on the RSI. Keep an eye on that. Red dot of the momentum wave. I'm not sure if it applies or not. 88 Metals Mania said, yo, what's going on, 88 Metals Mania? We got the DXY continuing to trade below this 15-year-old trend line, legacy trend line, if you will, goes all the way back to April 2011. The fact that we're below this is probably bullish for assets, any kind of assets. I believe used cars are going up again recently as well. So like anything that isn't money that people usually pay money for is probably going to increase in value in the foreseeable future. That's just inflation, but if they're going to inflate the debt away, then that's probably what we're looking at. Anyways, DXY struggling to hold above this trend line. It's a big deal. We broke below it. I actually gapped below it. Couldn't get above it right here. We got a little bounce off of like 96, 95 area. Tried to trade above it. Almost looked like a fake out. So let's see if we get a rejection or if we just can't even gain enough momentum to get up there and we eventually just peter out. Legacy Trendline sounded fancy. Legacy Trendline does sound fancy. That's what we've been calling them. It's a nice name, Legacy Trendline. It has a legacy. It's got a 15-year-old legacy. In charts, 15 years is a long time. What's crazy is 33% of that has been my time in the market. I've been in the market for like probably 6 years. And the only time I was able to successfully make like consistent, ridiculously large amount of money was coming out of the bear market. I don't know why. What if I said have Bitcoin buy orders set at 60, 55, 50, 46, and 40? Guys, the patient way is the way to win. That's literally all it is. If you're patient and you have conviction, you will come out on top every time, every single time. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. But yeah, legacy trendline playing out. It's just interesting that we're breaking below it right now. And we're getting weekly candle closes below it. If Sunday closes red like this below this trend line, then it's probably going to go down pretty damn hard after that. The daily, getting candle body closes underneath it on the daily as well. Majority of the candle body closes on the daily are below this trend line in recent time. So we'll see what plays out with this. I'm liking the red dots. I'm not sure if market cipher even applies to this, but I like it when it's bearish. 88 Metals Mania said people need more conviction to sell, right? John Tujo said, if you look at the monthly for Bitcoin, it looks like the latest move up was part of a cup and handle move that is now correcting. Hope it reverses sooner than later. Honestly, I was talking this about this with Bronson actually in the Discord. He's talking about, I think, like 50K or something like that. And I was like, that's not even out of the question at this point, which is crazy because like a couple weeks ago, we would have thought that 50K was crazy. But the fact that Bitcoin dropped is not surprising. The fact that it dropped this fast is the surprising part. If you look at the monthly, okay, let's go take a look at the monthly. You talking like this? That'd be kind of sick. I actually don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I've seen a lot of patterns that point out stuff like that. What was the one that we overlaid? And the line that I have on the chart right now is actually mimicking that. this squiggly and then absolutely sending it on or around, what is that, May, June? April, May, like mid-May. I guess I gotta go to the daily. Let's just go to the daily. Oops, I clicked on the wrong thing. Daily. Okay. I'm sorry. I gotta remember to put the damn mic in my face so that you guys can hear me better. Okay. Looks good from here, sir. Oh my gosh, I did that now too. Okay. So, yeah, somebody pointed this out. There's some chart out there. This guy posted. I have it right here. This guy posted. Of course, I don't have the actual post because I'm an idiot. I think they said back in November? No, July. Yeah, maybe November. Back when we were topping, actually. October, November. Yeah, it had to have been November. Back in November. And then we pretty much played out. Besides that right shoulder was really, really tiny. Like if you're going to consider that, this right shoulder's teeny tiny compared to everything else. But if that does play out, then we're looking at mid-May, maybe even April. Or not April, mid-May, maybe early June for a bounce off of that. And this, if I'm being completely honest, if we chop for 2-3 months, we're screwed. So many people are going to freak out and leave. And it's going to be so boring. We're going to be talking about Pokemon and stuff. We're going to be talking about everything but crypto. But nothing's impossible, especially in this current market. So we'll see the way that things play out. And continue to talk about it every single day. Okay, market strategy, aka Big B Coffee, currently trading at 126 even, down 5.21% on the day. I call it Big B Coffee because they redesigned the logo for Bitcoin B, and they did a burnt orange that is almost identical to Big B Coffee. So Big B Coffee, maybe in trouble, maybe not. We got this trend line that goes back to the previous triangle breakout. It is the upper trend line extended all the way out. Lovely pattern here. We did one of these, and then I believe right here is where I started streaming. This thing broke out. Beautiful breakout. So we had a little rejection, and then a little liquidity grab, and then an explosion to the upside. Almost hit my target, and then came back down eventually. Whatever kind of pattern you want to call this, little double top action. And then pulling back. Now currently sitting right on top of that trend line, or right below it at the moment, actually. So we'll see if we can get above it and stay above it. Otherwise, who knows? Let's see. Looks good from here. Anything pointing up looks good nowadays. 100%. The copium is real. John Tujo said, yeah. Tom Solid Scout said if DXY going to go down, then assets should go up. Where are you at? BTC? Exactly. Crypto Theory with G. 20th of February. A lot of ETFs for Bitcoin and ETH are expiring. Okay. February 20th. Let's go put that on here. February 20th. February 20th. All right. Add text. EA expiry. Big expiry. All right. So let's see what happens with that. Super Cool Album said, what are we thinking, JJ? Honestly, right now with this amount of sideways that we've seen, I'm not sure what to think. I'm thinking my brain recency bias says we go lower, but that is strictly recency bias. I don't want to get stuck in that rut, you know what I mean? I was a pessimist yesterday. I'm not going to say I'm not a pessimist today, because that would be a lie. But I really don't know if we're going to go lower or higher, or if we're going to correct, get a little bounce to the upside. I'm at a loss right now as to why we're even where we're at the moment. I could probably clear this, all these drawings. Yeah, I'm going to erase these ones. Remove 26 drawings and 3 indicators. Nope, removed 26 drawings. Beautiful. Okay. More sideways at a lower angle. Right? Right? Yeah, I mean, this was a clear bear flag, unfortunately. Hindsight is 2020. This is a lovely little double bottom, maybe even arguing for a triple bottom. We got, what else do we got? Inverse head and shoulder, triple bottom kind of situation, whatever you want to call that one as well. Where are we going to go from here is the ultimate question. We are incredibly oversold, or we were on the RSI on the daily. We got, see, this is interesting. So the daily RSI oversold, double bottom, lower low, got above that moving average, and we're now retesting it. If we get a bounce off that, then we could see some upside. Not that I'm, I'm not trying to justify TA on a RSI moving average, but I'll take what I can get. We do got a green dot on market cipher for this as well, about to come out of oversold. So there's potential. There is potential. It's silly to think that this is going to go down only and forever. That's silly. But from what we've seen, it's been pretty brutal downside, pretty quick and pretty deep. The weekly is oversold. Like, this is crazy. Look at how oversold the weekly is. 27. I like all the metrics where people talk about how oversold Bitcoin is and how, see, there's a trend here though. There's a very clear trend. So is our RSI about to go all the way down to 21? Or is this trend going to break? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's spooky. That's spooky, guys. That trend is spooky. This is Bitcoin US dollar on the weekly. That's like a forever trend line. Whoa. So that would take so much effort for that weekly RSI to get down that low. This goes all the way back to 2015. I apologize for showing you this. I'm so sorry. Crypto Theory with G said the ETFs are owned Grayscale, BlackRock, Arkham, Fidelity, Bitwise. That's it. Tom Selleck Scout said we could 100% go back to 60 for a double bottom. I'm starting to think we might not go lower than 60. 88 Metals Mania said LOL. Jay West Avenger said I've been going back and forth on Twitter with people that hate AI since C-Dance went live. The videos created a fantastic movie level and Netflix level. It's been a fun day though. Oh, it's always a fun day trolling. Crypto Theory said I fat fingered all that, by the way. I don't know what that means. Like, you just smearing your finger and then sending whatever it types up. Okay, I respect it. All right. Yeah, this is crazy. I actually haven't seen any of this until today. Like, this is news to me. This weekly RSI situation are we going to go lower and create some like monstrous ascending broadening wedge? God, I hope not. That would be so freaking crazy. How much lower would I have to go for that to happen? So right, let's do this. Let's measure our moves because we've done this before. We've measured the moves and we talked about it recently actually as well. But I'm going to measure candle bodies from top to bottom to these, RSI points. From top to bottom here, we've got candle body. I'm going to go right there, all the way down here. 84%. 84%. And then this one from candle body top to bottom. Where's that RSI? Is right here. I'm going to go right here. 71%. Okay. So then what's this next one going to be is a question. So far, what is it so far? 50? Candle body to candle body, we are at 45. So 84 down to 71, that is 13 less. So let's just assume 13 less again. 58. So what does 58 look like for us then? Again, this is all just theorizing, guys. We're just throwing ideas out there. 58. 51, 511. I'm going to go 51, 500. I don't know where I got 81 from. So let's see if that ends up being 58%. Let's see if that ends up being the theory that plays out. Very curious. So we got a 71% pullback here for that RSI, 84% pullback for that RSI, 71 RSI, 58 RSI, and then maybe we bottom. I kind of like that. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see what plays out, but 51.5, that's what I'm going to call for my bottom. Let's go to my, I'm so sorry, my messy charts. I feel like somebody just like stopped by my apartment and it's a filthy mess. Whenever I go to higher time frames and you guys can see all my messy lines, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't expecting anyone. 51.5. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. JJ's bear market bottom. Actually, I'm just going to say bottom guess. Before absolute moonage rampage. All right, let's see what plays out, man. Let's see what plays out. J-Way's Adventure. Have you seen any Sea Dance videos? I have not. I'll drop in Discord. Yeah, I haven't seen anything about that yet. Crypto Theory with G said, not a bot. That's all, lol. J-Way's Adventure said, they hate crypto and AI. Someone I was going back and forth with saying, anyone buying stocks in crypto are idiots? Dang. Honestly, people that usually have a problem with other people, like, you're not hurting anyone buying stocks in crypto. Why do they give a shit? It's always silly to me when people are like, anyone doing this or that is dumb. Like, if they're making fun of you for like being like a murderer or something, sure. Like if you're like out here like hurting animals or something, then make fun of them all day. But if you're just investing and they're making fun of you, that's always crazy to me when people are like, oh, what an idiot. How you doing, Saeed? Happy Wednesday, my friend. Thursday for you. Good morning. Cheers. Got my coffee, even though it's 10 o'clock at night. 9:26. Okay, we got on a little bit earlier today, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Let's see. Gosh, that is good coffee. Bitcoin dominance, interesting. So I'm actually I feel very good about my bottom guess right here. Cash Oak's at 57 for that 618 fib. That's good. I'm looking at this 51.5 level. John Tujo said, I kind of feel like we have seen major dumpage that could equate to a bottom already. Hopium. See, I would hope so. And here's where the issue comes into play. They've driven all of the hope out of the market so hard that everyone's, including myself, is expecting considerably large amount of further downside. So a lot of people, not myself included, I'm going to continue to DCA like a psychopath, but a lot of people have either cashed out entirely or they're stopped their DCA entirely and they're just going to wait. Maybe they took like half of their whatever. People are waiting and they're not buying, which is crazy to me. Even if the markets look like they're going to go to zero tomorrow, I will still be buying, because if I don't and everything skyrockets tomorrow, I'm going to be pissed that I missed that opportunity. So I've locked myself into this stupid structural buy every single Friday. I buy whatever X amount of this, Y amount of that, Z amount of this, and then I'm happy with it. And if the price goes down, I'm like, darn, the price went down a little bit more. It's excess money. That's the whole point. I've plugged it a couple of times, but the simple path to wealth by J.L. Collins. There's a link in the description if you guys want to buy the physical version. If you want to listen to it, if you're an audiobook guy, it's free on Audible if you have Amazon Prime. But the best quote from that, the 3 like simple steps to build wealth and retire with $1 million. Avoid debt, live on less than what you earn, and invest the surplus. And it sounds really simple and stupid, but it is what it is. It is what it is, man. Simple and stupid is sometimes the easiest way to go. Simple and stupid makes people millionaires. Jay West Adventure said, have you watched the anime JJK? I don't think Jujutsu Kaisen. I have not, no. Crypto Theory said, haters always lose. We just know how to win the game faster. Exactly. Jay West Adventure said, 38K. Even Jordan's recent videos expect another crash down. That's not a bad strategy you have made, JJ. I mean, DCA always wins, man. It always wins. So the downside outweighs the upside. So if your dollar cost averaging and your downside is all this is downside, 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 and then an upside is like this, because this is so fast and your dollar cost average 1, 2, 3, and then you can cash out whenever you want. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get like 10 times the amount of dollar cost averages in the downside because it takes so long. And then the upside is like, what, a year? You get like 12 months of upside and 36 months of downside. So during that 36 months of downside, your average is like diminishing. It's almost the bottom, essentially. And then the prices skyrocket and you just make more money than everybody else. It's really simple and stupid and silly. Oops. But it is what it is. Okay, let's get into the news segment. 88 Metals Mania said, keep it simple. Absolutely. So yeah, that's this guy's theory. We went over that. I'm looking at that 51.5 for that bottom. If we do go lower, I'm not saying we're going to go lower. I have no idea. I was not expecting us to go this low this fast. I wasn't expecting us to go this low for a long time, actually. But it happened. 88 Metals Mania said, well, you have to make 100% gain to double your stack, but only 50% dip to get back where you started from. John Tujo said, a lot of people are saying more downside. That's right where they want us. Gonna rock it before they can buy in. Exactly. And that's where I don't want to be. I don't want to be like, well, I should cash out and buy lower. Because it's way easier to not do that. I can just hold my bags. I cash out and buy lower. What is it going to drop 10, 20%? Big. I'm going to have 10, 20% of my bags more. Why don't I just go to work a couple more hours a week and buy 10, 20% more at the end of the week? Or just continue to DCA the same way that I've been doing for 5+ years and make a shit ton of money crawling out of the bear market like I did last time. That's the way that works for me. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. Okay. News segment. Right here. Citadel, DTCC, and IceBack Layer Zero's Zero blockchain in institutional on-chain push. Citadel Securities, we don't like them. Those are the Robinhood GameStop people. DTCC and Intercontinental Exchange have partnered with Layer Zero to back Zero, a new permissionless blockchain targeting institutional trading, clearing, and tokenization at scale. Citadel has made a strategic investment in ZRO, with the network claiming up to 2 million TPS via a heterogeneous design ahead of planned fall 2026 launch. Interesting. 88 Metals Mania said, usually when folks are saying down, down, it usually goes up, LOL. That's my thoughts as well. My issue, though, with that now is, and this is again, it goes back to right where they want us to be. I can't speak, man. I cannot talk. I got wrecked today. Everyone was also calling for the same double top that we had in the past. But my issue is, this played out every single move. They were like, oh, it's going to be the same thing. Oh, it's going to be the same thing. Oh, it's going to be the same thing. And this one, they were right. It is so far the same thing. But, that's 33% of the time. The other 66% of the time, they were wrong as hell. And they missed out on literally 70% gains because of it. Now, I'm not saying I bought that and sold the top at 70%, whatever. But it's just, it's crazy to me that everyone was insisting that this was going to be the same as 2021. And that's exactly what happened, because everyone was saying that. Everybody. And that's so far identical to what has happened. Only difference is, again, 2021 took way longer to play out. The one that we just witnessed here in 2026 was like crazy fast, insanely fast. I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's weird how everything's playing out. Crypto Gamer for the win said, hey, what's going on, Crypto Gamer? Cheers, my friend. Happy Wednesday. Today's Wednesday? Yeah. I keep reading what day it is, man. As long as it's not Tuesday. Tuesday is my least favorite day of the week. Tuesday sucks. Let's see. 88 Metals Mania said, usually when yep. I can't lie, I bought Hood today. Even o'clock, well, you know the rest. What's your thoughts on Unipump? Let's see. Did Uniswap pump? They had news today, I think. I'm assuming it's news-based. Oh, whoa. They had a 17% pump that almost got instantly shot down. What's nice is that RSI is holding above that moving average. BlackRock integration, that's what it is. Yep, BlackRock integration with Uniswap. I have that in the news segment. Let me go through the news segment. This looks like a buy the rumor, sell the news, but there was no rumor, so people bought the news and sold the news. We're breaking everything, man. So far, everyone was right on the 2021 top, playing out the exact same way this time around. And there's no buy the rumor, sell the news. There's buy the news, sell the news. Like, all the rules are being broken this time around. It's kind of crazy. I mean, BlackRock has money, and they know what they're doing. I guess my best example, my best counter to that is this right here. On January 20th, Vanguard bought a strategy for the first time ever in this gap, and it has gone down since. So I'm not saying that they don't know what they're doing. I'm saying that they can afford to wait a month and, through 25, 30, 40% drawdowns. They don't give a crap. Whereas you and I are going to get probably a little bit peeved, a little bit irritated when we buy Uniswap and then it does a pump and dump overnight, and then maybe it goes down a little bit lower, and then we're going to get irritated. We're going to sell right here, and then it's going to linger, and we're going to be like, haha, I knew it. And then it's going to explode to the upside, and we're going to feel like idiots because BlackRock can afford to sit and wait and not sell because they don't give a crap. They have all the money in the world. They have all the time in the world. So just keep that in mind. We'll go over that news when we get to it, though. Michael R. Sullivan posted, funniest possible Bitcoin price outcome. 4-year cycle maxis sold, waiting for lower, expecting a break below the 200 weekly moving average, because that's what always happens. Market expects lots of chopping and sideways to down price action, since that's how the market's been so far. We've got nothing but time to stack lower. Trump won't pump the market till closer to midterms, but wouldn't it be hilarious if literally everyone is wrong? Volume stays high, but we move upwards. No more chop. Patient sideline bros realize they were wrong, ape back in as we approach 100K. Cocky shorts get liquidated and provide blast-off fuel up through 150K. How can Bitcoin do this when gold, Mag 7, and AI stocks are flat? No one knows. Only plausible explanation is that Bitcoin is a sentient technological being designed to flush out the weak-handed and unfaithful. Literally everyone is wrong except those who sat on their hands with conviction. Book it. I don't remember if I read this yesterday or not, but it's a great post. I'm probably going to read it again tomorrow. This cracked me up. I'm assuming these kids made this. I'm just going to play it and let it speak for itself, but this is a funny post. Okay, here we go.
So you faded XRP at 50 cents, then buy at the top and panic sell? My own son.
I had to do it.
Fucking exit liquidity.
No one knew it was going to $1.
Dude, that was beautiful. It's such a good post. See, when this starts happening, when there's funny memes about crypto that are like actually funny, then the market will recover. Until then, though, when it's just a bunch of maxis whining and, crying on Twitter, I wouldn't want to invest in that. That sounds kind of gay. I'm just saying. Anyways, let's continue. Bought some pith. Charlie likes it. Charles likes it. Okay. JW's Adventure said it was such a bullish thing to see BlackRock buying Uni. That is pretty sick, actually. Picking up some other higher market cap tokens. Obviously, I'm a snack head. 95% of my portfolio. Me too. Love that recovery. Let's go. Thinking about picking up some Uni now too. Ha 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 ha. Says 88 Metals Mania. And Adam, only reason is the 21% staking rewards. So Adam is an interesting one. That's one of the ones that got really, really shafted during the October 10th wick. And I believe there was an institution, a single entity that had a big buy order at a really low price, and they somehow acquired like 30% of the supply because of how far it dropped. That was pretty crazy. But yeah, Atom is definitely one of the back burner ones that it might be a sleeper buy for sure. All right. Watcher Guru posted Bitcoin falls under 67,000. Atom high inflation? No, probably. So the best way to check that is, let's go to CoinMarketCap first. CoinMarketCap. And then we'll go to historical. Atom is number 54. So circulating supply, yeah, max supply is infinite. Is there a schedule where they just print? Yes, there is. Look at that. See, it is very, very high inflation. So I don't even have to do the historical. If you ever want to check this yourself and the information's not on CoinMarketCap, figure out like the all-time high date on TradingView or on CoinMarketCap. And then you can go like right all-time. Yeah, let's go to January 2022. January 2020. This is coinmarketcap.com/historical. 2022, January 2nd, sure. Atom is oh my gosh, Terra's right there. That's so crazy to see. Atom. Did I pass it? There it is. Number 26. It is $35.60. Today it is $1.95. Back on January 2nd, 2022, $35.60. They had a circulating supply of 226,028. Now their circulating supply is 492 million. So simple, easy math. I'm just going to say they doubled their supply. So in order for them to reach $35.60 again, instead of getting an $8 billion market cap, they would need a $16 billion market cap in order to reach the same price of $35.60. $16 billion. As of right now, they're not even a billion. So you're looking at a 16x. That's what you got. So yeah, if you ever want to check that yourself, sometimes they don't publish the print info, the inflation token unlocks. They call it token unlocks to be fancy. All in Bits Inc. Yes, 6.54%. Allegedly, 73% of it is unlocked. 26.4% of it is untracked. I don't even know what that means. Locked is 0%. Problem is this infinite max supply. That's always a big issue. I like that they're transparent about it, though, at least. So Atom should still be much higher in value. That's up to you, man. It's entirely up to you to decide. Hence the high APY. Makes sense. Yeah, the high APY, I'm assuming, is from them. They just print and give it to you. That percentage yield is in Atom and not USD. That's where they get you. Bitcoin fell under 67K. It is now sitting right above that at 67,684. President Trump says interest rate cuts would reduce U.S. debt. No shit. It will never go to $35 again, most likely. That would be my guess, honestly, unless you're looking at like 20, 30 years down the road. Maybe they burn a huge chunk of the supply. That's always my thing. There's always the potential for burns. If there's any kind of governance in place and the community or the governance, whoever they are, maybe the delegates, vote to stop the inflation, hard cap, and then they're like, let's buy back and burn with who knows what money. I have no idea. But let's buy back and burn in this situation 50% of the supply, then yes, it's entirely possible. And then that would be crazy bullish. Even if they didn't even do it. If they said, we have plans, we have this treasury money, we're going to accumulate some kind of revenue through whatever the hell, and then we're going to use that for a prolonged buyback and burn, with the goal being to buy back and burn 50% of the supply. As soon as everybody hears that, they're like, oh my gosh, we got to go buy Atom. And then that would pump the price. And then maybe they could use that. Maybe they put that treasury money into a trade, and then that's how their buyback and burn is achieved. I should be a dev. I should be a crypto developer. 88 Metals Mania said, more maybes than possiblies with Atom, in my opinion. Well, 100%. It's always some big fabricated scenario. If any project said that, it would make it rip. Exactly. That would be sick, though. I mean, that's a cool announcement. I can't imagine being a developer of imagine you're like the head guy at Atom, and you're like, man, our token's so destroyed and wrecked, and nobody even talks about it anymore. Most people forgot it even existed. And then you make this announcement and you're like, we're going to burn 50%. And everyone's like, yeah. You'd probably feel like a god. Thoughts on Ondo, tokenized stocks through them. So I like Ondo for what they're doing. Unfortunately, I think it's another Chainlink situation. Like Chainlink does all kinds of great stuff. Good for them. What's the incentive for buying Link though? Chainlink just partnered with Robinhood, but Robinhood doesn't have to buy any Link for anything. Ondo is tokenizing every freaking stock on the New York Stock Exchange, essentially, on multiple chains. The most recent one, I think, was Solana. But no one needs to buy Ondo to use any of it. So the incentive to buy is not there. Now, they have a great system that's desirable from like a PR standpoint. So it's definitely marketable, but they're not marketing it right now at all. That's my issue. 88 Metals Mania said, then you dump on the top, right? Or you could be an idiot like the Ohm guys and just be like, an infinite money glitch, and then somebody else dumps on you. Can taking on Ondo's luster. Probably how CZ feels with BNB. Dude, BNB is such a crazy one because nobody even talks about it. You know? Crypto Gamer said, good point on Ondo. Yeah, I really do like Ondo, but the purchase incentive just isn't there for me. And that's the case with most of these projects as well, which sucks. Like Bitcoin is a store of value. You buy it and it increases. Great. Ethereum has a whole ecosystem. Solana has an ecosystem. Cardano has an ecosystem. Midnight is for privacy. This is right now is just a hype news trade right now. Midnight. I like the project, but I'm not putting my life on it. XRP, huge community. XRP's community alone is enough to warrant a buy, in my opinion. Brilliant marketing. The guy, Brad Garglenuts, is like deep inside of Trump's butthole, which is great for the price. So that's another reason. HBAR, Hedera's doing a bunch of stuff lately. They got a bunch of good news coming out. But again, where's the incentive to purchase? I don't know. SWE has an ecosystem, but the incentive to purchase is almost gone. The hype is dying out as well, which is why this is below $1 and struggling. Ondo, we just talked about. Aerodrome, what's the incentive to buy this? I think it's a DEX or something, liquidity provider on base or something like that. Who knows? I don't know, man. Just always got to consider that. What is the incentive to purchase this? Not from an investment standpoint, but from a utilitarian standpoint. Why would somebody need to buy this? And if you can't answer that, then there's a good, you got to find another reason why the price might go up. How much midnight you mine? I made 9.59. I didn't, actually. I boycotted because they weren't giving anybody anything for Cardano DeFi, so I'm not going to say the words that I want to say because I'm going to get in trouble if I do, but that's my opinion. I went through Sunday Swap, was garbage, so I assumed Midnight would be garbage as well. And they were like, hey, we don't care about the people that use the chain. So I let them have it. They can keep whatever they want. 24/7 mining on my Alienware laptop. Don't feel like it was worth it. You said you got 900? 1,000 would be like $4. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's a fun, cute little thing. But Charles doing Midnight and then afterwards being like, I'm going on hiatus, leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Especially him. He likes to hear himself talk. But disappearing from social media is a little sus. Tom Selleck Scout said, that's why I keep saying Bitcoin and ETH is all I would ever buy now. No other coins are needed. Vaporware? It's an opinion. It's an opinion. I think top 10, top 20, worth looking at, in my opinion. And I like to gamble. If I want Bitcoin and ETH, then I'm just going to buy stocks at that point. Why do I want to buy crypto? Denmark's largest bank, Danske Bank, to offer Bitcoin and crypto trading. Very cool. U.S. employment rate falls to 4.3%, lower than expectations. U.S. economy added 130,000 jobs in January, higher than expectations, allegedly. White House advisor Hassett says there's plenty of room for Federal Reserve to cut interest rates. Cheers, guys. Delicious. These tokens don't have purpose. Bitcoin and ETH don't either, but they have value proposition. Like there's a reason people want to buy them. Let's see. This one was kind of cool. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos named as America's greatest inventors, Forbes reports. Hair plugs, no hair plugs. Government space contracts, no government space contracts. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk are like, I don't know if it might be very one-sided. Like Bezos does not like Elon. And I think it stems back to like them both doing the same things, but Elon succeeding somehow more than Bezos does. Most notably, I'm pretty sure, is the space contract. SpaceX got a huge contract with the government, and Bezos's Blue Origin, which sounds like a boner pill, by the way. Blue Origin sounds like a boner pill. Didn't get the contract, and they were both fighting for it, and it apparently was so bad that Bezos like sued or something like that, and he like filed formal paperwork basically being like, we should both get the thing. We're like, why can't I do it too? And it was really funny. I remember when all of that happened, I was like, damn, he's really butthurt about that. But I got respect for the guy. Elon, I think Elon just is a workhorse. That's why he's the richest man in modern history. Bezos, I think, beat him to it, though. I think Bezos was there first, and then Elon very quickly lapped him, and Elon has held it ever since. I think this is going to sound weird. I think from a business standpoint, I have more respect for Bezos because there seems to be rhyme and reason to his whole conglomerate. And he provides a shit ton of jobs, and it doesn't seem like watered down, convoluted. Elon is just like everywhere. He's got his hands in everything. He's got so much money now that any of it can succeed, and most likely will succeed. So, I don't know. I feel like Bezos, from a business standpoint, it's just my opinion. It's worthless anyways. They're both billionaires. They can go fuck themselves. Tom Selleck's goat. Hold on. 88 Metals Mania said, well, liquidity is a purpose. Bezos ripped, though? Tom Selleck's goat. Oh, yeah, Bezos is ripped. That's right. Tom Selleck's goat said maybe that's what happened. People realize that all they want to buy is Bitcoin and ETH. And ETH, I'm assuming you meant to say. And they realized that the stock market could provide about the same return, if not better. 88 Metals Mania said Bezos on his sailboat touring around the world. Elon sleeping under a desk. Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. I feel bad for Elon. His recent, and it feels weird saying that, but his post recently, he was like, money really doesn't buy happiness. And I was like, damn, the richest man in modern history. But also, that's really easy to say when you could literally never work again a day in your life. Probably spend like $100 million a day and outlive your bank account, or your bank account outlive you. I don't know. It's just silly to me. Joe Adventure said X making $1 billion a year, and people said he would fail at running it. Elon is just great at whatever he does. I think Elon is a good coordinator. I think he's good at bringing together the right people. He might be a great judge of character. He might just see people and be like, you suck, you're fired, you don't actually get your job done. And then he sees the weirdo picking his nose at his desk in the corner, and he's like, you. And he like interviews a guy, and he's like, you're going to be head of whatever the fuck. And then the company is incredibly successful because he picked the janitor that was like secretly Goodwill Hunting. Imagine having a mind that you can never turn off, though. I feel like I do. That might be the most pretentious thing I've ever said. I'm so sorry. Forget I said that. I turn off my mind all the time. No problem. I'm actually quite retarded. On purpose. Tom Selleck said, love Bezos, arrest Elon. Mr. Roberts said, hey JJ, hey y'all, what's going on, Mr. Roberts? Happy Wednesday, my friend. Cheers. U.S. records lowest job growth in 2025 for a non-recession year since 2003. Easy, JJ. Oh man, I think my favorite version of myself is the narcissist, the pretentious, snobby prick. Not for any reason other than the fact that it's really fun and stupid to play that guy. JJ turns off his mind every time he does math or reads. Every time. I love that. I love that, like, I'm historically bad at math to the point where everybody knows, but you guys are still watching me for, like, crypto and investing. Oh. Okay. Elon Musk's X announces it's generating $1 billion per year from subscriptions. They really got to fix that algorithm, though, man. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up because I'm gonna say something stupid. Math is hard. I agree. Nah, JJ, you are a genius. That's why the moon will move if we put Earth buildings on there. The way that space works, it makes sense, man. Grok said so. It would take a long time. It would be inconsequential, essentially. Because humans can't move that much, but humans can move that much, bro. Where have you been, Grok? We move all kinds of shit all the time. It just makes sense. Like, we're messing with gravity. We're like, let's take all of this stuff off the planet. That's fine. And then Earth just gets sucked into the into the sun. And we're like, let's put it all on the moon. And then the moon just falls. Falls away. Wouldn't it go closer? I think it would go closer. Does heavier get pulled more? I don't know. Space doesn't make sense to me. I'm not a spacist. I'm not a spacist. Okay. U.S. House passes bill to end President Trump's tariffs on Canada. That's cute. Stablecoin mint 2 minutes ago. This was 8 hours ago. Another 250 million USDC issued on Solana by Circle Treasury. Very cool. 88 Metals Mini said, okay, everyone jump in 3, 2, 1. Hold on, wait a minute. This is another conversation. They register earthquakes when, what's her name? When Taylor Swift has concerts. Because of all the Swifties jumping up and down. They're like, oh my God. And then an earthquake registers on the Richter scale. That's actually a thing. We can never get buildings on the moon because we keep pushing it backwards every time we try to land on it. And that's what I was gonna make that joke next. I was gonna be like, you're gonna be on the moon, laying on your stomach, and you're gonna fart, and then the planet's just gonna go. It's just gonna get pushed away. Okay. Bitcoin drops back below $67,000 as selling pressure in crypto returns. It's back above 67, but for how long? The X algorithm is tough. I have been tweeting nonstop and cannot get a hit tweet. Okay, I've had one, and it was me ranting in a video just to the camera. I made it on a whim. I was at work, and people were like, I'm leaving the ecosystem. And I was like, you're such a twat. And they were like, it's not because of the price. And I flipped out in the video. I was like, it is because of the price. Because you leave all the time, but only when the price is down. You don't leave when the price is up. And they're like, it's not because of the price. It's because XYZ. And I'm like, okay, why don't you mention XYZ when the price is up? You only mention XYZ when the price is down. Therefore, it is about the money, and you are full of shit. And I lost my mind on the camera for like 3 minutes. Got like 24,000 views, I think. It was pretty sick. It was so good. And I'm like, my beard looked like shit. I was literally working outside. I just set my phone up and I was like bitching at it. And then I was like, I'm uploading this. And I uploaded it. And it blew up. I was like, oh shit. The one video that I don't put any effort into gets the most views. But after that, nobody gave a shit about anything I had to say after that. That's the way that things go, man. Oh, man. Okay, ask Grok. About the fart? JJ, haha. If we all run the same way, can we spin the earth? I don't think there's enough humans for that. That is a good question, though. I'm going to ask. I'm going to do it. JJ, I'm looking at a couple charts, EXP and CLS. Can you take a look? I'd like your analysis. Yes, I absolutely can. I've been glazing Elon, hoping he notices me so I get something. That's great. If everyone on Earth runs at the same time in the exact same direction, could we rotate the planet? In theory. Let's see what Brock says. All right, let's go take a look at these charts for Mr. Roberts. EXP. We've turned it into like science debunked channel. EXP. Ego materials. Okay, what do they do? I mean, the chart looks nice and bottomed. It looks like it found its mean. So here's what I would try to sell you this. I would say it exploded in value, got a little pullback, nice healthy pullback, another explosion, healthy pullback, explosion, healthy pullback, explosion, and then it crashed. And this crash is it finding its fair value. This is the fair value. And it's almost like I would argue that it's potentially going to just keep going up like this, and it's going to keep doing this. And then it eventually is going to get a longer term pullback probably. But just from a TA standpoint, that's what I see right out the gate. Weekly, that's nice exponential growth. I do like that it's pulled back, and I like that it's establishing a floor, essentially. Volume's ticking up with that as well, very slightly, but it is ticking up. RSI is sitting right in the middle. So you're kind of waiting for a direction at this point. But it looks good. It looks really good. You get your pullback, big crash, and then continuation. Yeah, it looks good. I like the chart. The chart looks nice. Now, this might be copium, and forgive me for, I guess, interrupting the TA on these assets for crypto, but this top and then this initial pullback, bear flag, secondary pullback, and then sideways chop is probably what Bitcoin's going to do, unfortunately. And right now, we're right here. So I would not be surprised if Bitcoin proceeds to just do this for the foreseeable future. Hopefully not until freaking January, February 2027. You know? But you never know. You never know. Getting close to putting on the tinfoil. Joe has a buncher. Yep, I read that. Mr. Roberts. Okay. So that's what I think about EXP. Let's go take a look at CLS. We got coffee today, guys. We're out of control. Oh, this looks very similar. So this one clearly didn't have a pullback. I would actually try to make an argument for this being some kind of flag, actually. Getting like flag vibes. Not financial advice. It does break to the upside. My frugal target would be 560. Damn, that's a 2x. That's crazy. This one seems to have less structure. I'm assuming it's a lower market cap, or it was. You got a very, very slow grind up, a very long pullback, faster grind up, faster pullback, really fast grind up. This isn't even really a pullback. It's just a choppy sideways accumulation. Your RSI sitting right in the middle as well. So this is the same thing as the other one. I'm assuming it's just waiting for a direction, up or down. RSI is dancing around that moving average. It could be coiling up for a big fat move. I don't know what they do. What industry is EXP and CLS? Celestica. I like the charts though. The charts look great. Eagle Materials. Yeah, these are good looking charts. This, I would even argue, is probably going to go up soon. It looks like you got that move up, and then the pullback, and then the eventual move up. I don't know. Looks good though. Crypto Gamer said if you had some extra funds with higher market cap tokens that have done their test of time, would you buy other than ADA or SNEC? Ooh. Excuse me. Let's actually answer that. I think I had Grok build a good list the other day. I would definitely get some hype. I don't know anything about Canton. This has been popping up everywhere. They good at marketing or something? What's going on here? Interesting. Okay, max supply is infinite. CLS is coiling. EXP definitely looks like it's coiling. CLS, that choppy sideways with no, I mean, there's no downside, so it's very clearly coiling. I think the biggest tell is the RSI when the RSI lingers right in the middle and it looks like a coil, I think that's the dead giveaway. Canton is a tokenization play? Okay. Yeah, CLS looks a little more coily than Eagle. On the chart, Eagle looks good, but RSI not so much as far as the coiling goes. It's actually interesting token, that Canton JJ. Okay, I might look into it in my free time. So I would go hype for sure. What else? I like H-bar. I don't know why. I feel like they're doing stuff. Hype, H-bar, Avalanche. I do like Sui as well. I feel like Tau did really, really good while everything else was doing really, really bad. I guess that would be it for higher market cap. Hearing a lot about Algorand, but I feel like I hear a lot about Algorand all the time and nothing ever happens with it. I would look at Tau. I would look at Sui, Avalanche, H-bar, and Hype. That's what I would look at. For higher market cap. That's been around. That's what I would look at. Okay. No, running in unison would not meaningfully rotate or alter the Earth's rotation in any detectable or practical way, even in theory. However, there's a tiny temporary physical effect due to conservation of angular momentum. Let me explain step by step. Magnitude of effect, upper bound estimate. Theoretically, there is a minuscule temporary recoil effect while people are accelerating, but it is so vanishingly small that it has no practical consequence whatsoever, and that the reversal when stopping cancels it out. Humans cannot rotate the planet or noticeably affect its spin through collective running or jumping or any similar coordinated action. The Earth's enormous mass and moment of inertia completely dominate. That's a classic conservation of momentum thought experiment. Fun to think about, but the numbers show why it doesn't work. Damn. We tried, guys. We tried. Okay. Let's get back to the charts. Bitcoin. Boop-a-doo. Okay. Beautiful. 67, 483.99. I'm guessing that we're stuck waiting until Monday for any meaningful price action. I will happily be wrong. And I'm still pretty sold on my Absolute Moonage Rampage bottom 51.5. I'm going to change the color, actually. I'm so sure that I'm going to make it deep blue. And I'm going to make it slightly thicker. Solid picks, thanks. Thank you. Thank you for smashing the like button and spreading the good cheer. Make sure you spread the gospel, guys. Don't forget to share the channel. We're trying to get the 2,000 subscribers before April. So far, stagnated a little bit, but that's to be expected. We're at 1,320 something. Let me actually see. Let's get an exact number. We are at 1,325 subscribers. We've been killing it on subs. We've been killing it on views, so I appreciate you guys. We're going to be doing a giveaway soon. Oh, yeah, I forgot to do the poll. We got a poll. Dang it. All right, hang on. We got a poll for the chat. Who do you believe? The 130K beat economy strong. The minus 862K revision. Recession here. Neither. Market is rigged. Just here. Whoops. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the poll in the chat. I asked you guys, who do you believe? We got the $130,000 or 30,000 jobs beat economy strong. We've got the minus 862,000 revision recession here, or neither. Market is rigged. That is specifically the jobs market. I should have specified, but I guess if you're paying attention, I just said it verbally. So it is what it is. 88 Metals Mania. Anyone add raw egg to the ramen? Not raw, but I have been putting random stuff in my ramen lately, and it's so good. 88 Metals Mania said the Canton has approximately 6 trillion in tokenized assets, they say. Very nice. Mr. Roberts said idea for a survey. What percentage of our crypto portfolio was in alts versus Bitcoin this cycle? Ooh, that is a good one. Okay, silver prices surged over 6%, now back above 85 an ounce. They have since lost that lead and are currently sitting at 83.77. I suspect they will continue to the upside within the next 7 or so days, along with gold. President Trump is privately considering exiting USMCA, the North American Trade Pact, per Bloomberg. The most ironic part about AI is that it's replacing the jobs of the very people who created it and said it would replace everyone else's. That's actually freaking hilarious. Breaking, the U.S. economy added, allegedly, 130,000 jobs. All of them are AI. What if they're just paying artificial intelligence and then they're like, look at all these jobs? In January, crushing expectations of 55,000. The unemployment rate fell to 4.3%, below expectations of 4.4%. This was a much stronger than expected jobs report all around the board. The Fed pause will continue. Breaking, the odds of another U.S. government shutdown in 3 days surged to a new high of 75% per Polymarket. Government shutdowns are becoming bi-weekly event. Damn. Average daily U.S. equity turnover jumped 50% year over year in January to a record 1.03 trillion. Over 19 billion in shares were traded on average each day, the second highest on record. Last month, 14 out of 20 trading sessions exceeded 18 billion shares in trading volume. By comparison, only 4% of trading days crossed that level in 2024. Furthermore, trading activity has surpassed 15 billion shares per day in each of the last 13 months, something that before 2025 took place just 3 times. Market participation is broad-based, with retail investors, hedge funds, market makers, and automated trading all contributing. Stock market trading is more popular than ever. JWAS Venture said, I see the robots doing cleaning and construction. AI and robotics taking jobs already. I don't see them doing construction. Construction is crazy. 88 Metals Mania said, yeah, at all the malls and towers here, the floor scrubbers are automated. Honestly, the fact that you just said malls kind of blows my mind. I didn't know that those were still around. My big mall that's local, took like an hour for me to get there, just shut down, and they just demoed it. It was like you walked in there and it was like the 90s. It was a beautiful place. If I had $1 billion, I probably would have bought it, and I would have paid stores to stay in there so that I could just go to the mall once a month, whenever I wanted. That's what I would do. If I had Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk money, I would have my own mall, hemorrhaging money just for myself. I would like let people go in there and use it as a regular mall, but I would be paying for everything because that's what FU money means. Let's see. All right, we got 4 votes. We got 11 people watching, guys. Let's get a couple more votes on this poll. I said, who do you believe? It's about the jobs market specifically. 75% of you guys are saying it's rigged. I'm pretty sure that's the right answer. 88 Metals Mania said Vancouver has some nice malls, strip malls, etc. I miss malls, man. American malls have been murdered, and it's unfair because they have not been murdered in lieu of mom and pop shops. They've just been decimated. Who knows what caused it? Breaking, 9 large companies filed for bankruptcy in the U.S. last week. This brings the 3-week average to 6, the highest rate since the 2020 pandemic. This means at least 18 companies with liabilities at or above $50 million have gone bankrupt over the last 3 weeks. In the past, only the brief post-2001 recession period, the 2008 financial crisis, and the 2020 pandemic saw a higher rate of large bankruptcies. To put this into perspective, the peak this century was a 3-week average of 9 seen in 2009. The bankruptcy wave is accelerating. That's crazy. 88 Metals Mania said, oh, hold on. JWS said, JJ, please look at the Will Smith spaghetti vid in Discord. It's just 10 seconds. 88 Metals Mania said, Mexicans will be hurting with all the automated mowers. You see them all over? I do. Okay, here's what I think will put the automated mowers out of business. Imagine a remote control lawnmower. You would be excited. You'd be like, I gotta get home today's lawn mowing day. And you would be like, zipping that thing around. I know Mr. Roberts would buy the shit out of a remote control lawnmower. Greg said, oh, hang on, Greg. Greg said, the earth is flat. The government lies about everything. Elon is a Satanist. Bitcoin is the currency of the Matrix. That is Greg's opinion. That is not my opinion. I love Mr. Beast and Elon and anybody else who may or may not help my algorithmic push on YouTube. Thank you, Mr. Beast. All right, we only got 4 votes in the poll. I'm going to end it because the market is rigged. Let's do Mr. Roberts' survey. Percentage of our crypto was in alts versus Bitcoin this cycle. All right, let's do this. Start a poll. What percentage of your portfolio was in alts versus Bitcoin this cycle? 25% or less? 50%? 26 to 50? 51 to 75? 76 to 100? Start poll. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the poll in the chat. 88 Metals Mania said, remote mower, way to go. What are alts like out the top 10? No, just anything that isn't Bitcoin. Mr. Robert said, LOL, I would totally buy an RC lawnmower. How sick would that be, dude? They have ones that are like, I think it's omnidirectional, where you can literally, like, all 4 wheels are basically casters. I don't know how it drives, though. There's got to be something on the bottom. That's a good question. Maybe I lied. Maybe it's like a zero turn. I don't know. We'll talk about it later. Let's continue through the news segment before I lose more viewers. Serious delinquencies are skyrocketing in the U.S. Credit card delinquencies rose 0.3 percentage points in Q4 2025 to 12.7%, the highest since Q1 2011. This is only below the 2010-2011 period when delinquencies peaked at 13.7% in the aftermath of 2008. Since Q3 2022, serious credit card delinquencies have risen 5.1 percentage points, a larger increase than in 2008-2009. At the same time, transitions into 90-plus days delinquent credit card debt rose 10 basis points to 7.1%, the third highest since Q1 2011. Young Americans are being hit the hardest, with the 18 to 19 and 30 to 39 age groups transitioning into serious delinquency at rates of 9.5% and 8.6% respectively. This is followed by the 40 to 49 and 50 to 59 cohorts, with transitions into serious delinquency reaching 8.1% and 6.2% respectively. U.S. consumers are falling behind on credit card debt at a crisis pace. That's crazy. 88 Metals Mania said, I saw these coffee shops with big sand pits and remote heavy equipment RCs. Decent scale too, seems to be popular. I remember seeing a video of that like a year ago, and I was like, damn, this is like a genius idea. Kobe SD letter breaking. U.S. household debt surged $191 billion in Q4 2025 to a record $18.8 trillion. Wow. Total household debt has increased $4.6 trillion since January 2020. The surge was driven by mortgage debt, which jumped $98 billion to a record $13.2 trillion. Credit card debt rose $44 billion to $1.3 trillion, an all-time high. Auto loan balances increased $12 billion to $1.7 trillion, also a record. Student loan balances increased $11 billion to $1.7 trillion, an all-time high. Americans are taking on record levels of debt. That's crazy. My debt's almost zero. My debt is almost zero. That's so crazy to think. Cheers, guys. Happy Wednesday. Delicious. Okay. Retail investors are buying U.S. tech stocks at an unprecedented pace. Retail purchases of the software ETF, IGV, are up to a record $176 million over the last month. See, I guess this is what really concerns me, is that this is retail. I'm going to skip some of this. Meanwhile, Amazon has overtaken NVIDIA as the most purchased U.S. stock by retail investors over the last few sessions following its post-earnings decline. Retail investors are betting heavily on software stocks. Interesting. What's a trillion between bros, right? You know what's cool? It's just thinking about that. Like, if you had $1 trillion, you could give $1 million to, like, so many people. And it's weird to me that people don't just do that. Jay West Venture said, I was a doomer about the space, but I'm starting to like crypto again. Even though the coins aren't going up. It is what it is, man. Sometimes the coins don't go up. They may never go up again. But maybe the gains were the friends we made along the way. But also, we do like number go up. Okay, Mr. Roberts said it's nice to see in the poll that many had 25% in alts. The 75% alt crowd is scary AF. That's me. That's literally me. Joe as Adventure said, which is life changing for many, to be honest. It really is. It really is. Not in like a weird, sad way. Don't feel bad for me. I had no friends. It was pretty much by choice. Everybody kind of sucks, but when you meet people in real life and they suck, you just don't become friends with them. I have internet friends that I can actually relate to that like the same things that I like, and it's 2026, so that's acceptable. I'm I'm like a Oprah interview waiting to happen. We know how JJ voted. I can't vote. I don't think I can vote in my own polls. Okay. This is incredible. ODTE options now reflect a record 78% of daily NASDAQ 100 options volume, up 23 points since 2024. For the S&P 500, ODTE represents 65% of daily options volume, up from 50% in January 2024. Furthermore, ODTE accounts for a near record 60% of options trading volume in the NASDAQ 100 ETF QQQ and the S&P 500 ETF SPY. This is followed by the Russell 2000 ETF IWM, where ODTE reflects 40% of options activity. As a result, ODTE options now account for a record 55% of volume across these assets, up from 38% in 2024. Risk appetite is through the roof. Oh my gosh. Huge appetite for risk. Crypto Gamer for the win said, LOL, I'm not kidding when I say 95% of my portfolio is in snack well over 10 mil. Hell yeah. Jay Wazovich said, I was talking about having $1 trillion and just giving people 100K a piece. That would be life-changing for many. 100K is a lot of money. Just a 10x away from 1 mil. Hell yeah. Crypto Gamer. Yes. I'm just going to say yes. Snake is a way of life. China's ownership of U.S. assets is declining. China's combined holdings of treasuries, stocks, and agency, corporate, and other bonds are down to $1.56 trillion, near the lowest in 14 years. This includes Belgium-held treasuries widely believed to represent Chinese custodial accounts. Excluding Belgium, total holdings are down to $1.16 trillion, the lowest since 2008. China's official treasury holdings fell $6.1 billion in November to $682.6 billion, the lowest since October 2008. Now, China is urging banks to begin selling U.S. treasuries. Is China diversifying away from the U.S.? That's crazy. I think everyone's all in cahoots. This is all coordinated junk. Trueflation posted the BLS released the employment situation report today. The new non-farm payrolls surprised to the upside with 130K added jobs in January versus 148K previous and 70K predicted. Unemployment rate edged slightly down to 4.3% from 4.4% and 4.4% forecasts, with 7.4 million total unemployed people in the U.S., but it was higher than the 4% and 6.9 million reported a year ago. If you listen to our Spaces discussion on employment numbers, most speakers considered the January employment situation weak and the BLS behind in registering the true softening in the labor market. Our independent employment index for January shows a decrease of 13K in new non-farm payrolls, with 143.1 million total non-farm employed people. While this is not a terrible number when you zoom out to 2020, we are definitely seeing a slowdown in job growth and AI-driven reshuffling in the job market. There you have it. Crypto Gamer said, we will be millionaires, confident. Crypto Gamer, with the most recent drop, I had a set goal in mind that I want to reach for my SNEC holdings, and the most recent drop allowed me to achieve that goal, and then it slingshotted right back up, which was pretty sick. And I'm pretty sure I erased. It has since retraced a little bit, but you know, took a shit. I held, took a shit, recovered a little bit, took a shit. I loaded up so hard that when it went back up here, I pretty sure I erased like all of my losses, like indefinitely. Obviously, I didn't take profit, so you know the losses are coming back. But I was pretty excited, and I've reached my long-term goal of quantity. So anything on top of this is just extra, which is pretty awesome. Bitcoin up 0.42%, probably going to go down a little bit further. We're sitting at $67,364.49. Cointelegraph posted in Denmark's largest bank, Danske, ends its 8-year crypto ban and now offering Bitcoin and Ethereum ETPs to clients. Very cool. Public companies sold 10,402 Bitcoin in the past 30 days. Yet over 3x that amount in Bitcoin was accumulated per CoinGecko. Very cool. BlackRock is bringing its tokenized build fund to Uniswap. That's awesome. Has Beijing been amassing a secret war chest of gold so that it can one day dethrone the US dollar via economic warfare? Probably. Losses are only temporary. Losses are paper. Losses don't exist, man. Paper money. I have 0 losses because I value my portfolio in SNEC. And the quantity of SNEC has only gone up. Also, I have not checked, actually. I need to check after I get done with the stream, but I have a Sneckies NFT. In the very, very early days, accumulated a very large quantity of SNEC for me, but the price of SNEC rapidly increased. So it became like very little amount afterwards, but now it's going to be a lot because the price went way down, so I'm kind of excited for that again. My Sneckies continuing to accumulate SNEC for my SNEC bag. Very cool. White House advisor Hassett sees plenty of room for Fed to cut rates. Very cool. U.S. stock market activity just hit an all-time high. Daily trading volume jumped 50% to a record 1.03 trillion. 19 billion shares were traded every single day, the second highest ever. High volume days that were rare in 2024 happen almost daily now. That's crazy. Atkins, I support to enact the Clarity Act. A federal crypto framework is long overdue. I'm glad that we got his opinion. City delays Fed rate cut forecast to April, previously March. That's actually hilarious. U.S. hiring in 2025 is the worst non-recession year since 2003 at just 181,000 jobs added. Whoa. That's freaking crazy. Wow. Paul Atkins, I strongly feel that we can and we should be the crypto capital of the world. Notice he said that we aren't, or he didn't say that we are. 82% odds of another U.S. government shutdown before February 14th per Polymarket. Very cool. This looks like it says lice. That's awful. Who designed that? That looks like it says lice. L-I-C-E. This is lice. That is there's such a bad... Are these people just like using like logo generators? I don't understand. ICE unveils Polymarket signals and sentiment tool, bringing market analytics to institutional capital markets. Good for them. Paul Atkins confirms token taxonomy guidance is coming to support U.S. leadership in digital assets. According to CoinGlass data, 126,901 traders were liquidated in the past 24 hours. With total liquidations reaching 424,015.15 million. That's probably 126,901 traders that will never return. Bo Hines, head of Tether's U.S. arm, says the company expects to become a top 10 buyer of U.S. Treasury bills this year as USDT demand grows. That's because everyone's stabling out of their bags. This guy, he looks way too young to be in charge of anything. Bloomberg Intelligence's Mike McGlone says Tether's market cap could overtake Ethereum near 1,500 ETH and even rival Bitcoin if Bitcoin drops sharply. What have I been saying, guys? What have I been saying? I should be a Bloomberg Intelligence McGlone. Imagine the Fractal Farquad working at the Bloomberg terminal. If that's how you say that. I don't know. I've been saying that stablecoins are going to spearhead crypto adoption to the point where we're not going to be able to measure stablecoins anymore. We're not going to be able to go, oh, there's this much money sidelined in stablecoins, so that money can come into crypto soon. We're not going to be able to talk about that at all. People are going to use stablecoins for everything but crypto, and a very small percentage is going to enter crypto. However, with that low barrier to entry, eventually I think we will see a trickle into crypto. But for now, I have no doubt in my mind that every single stablecoin is going to take over the top 10. And we're going to have to just stop looking at stablecoins entirely when talking about crypto. That's my opinion. Alert, the Global World Uncertainty Index has reached an all-time high. That's a huge gap. The global world is uncertain, apparently. Ondo Finance partners with Chainlink as official data oracle to enable tokenized U.S. stocks as DeFi collateral on Ethereum. Again, zero incentivization. It's zero incentivization versus zero incentivization. They actually tell you in their logo, this is a big zero. This is a big zero. Eventually, I'm assuming the price will go up, but for now, looks like doo-doo. Now, U.S. House passes legislation to end Trump's tariffs on Canada. Jay Reservoir said stablecoins are a separate thing. That's what drives me crazy. People are going to, looks uncertain from here, people are going to keep talking about stablecoins for some reason, like it's a part of crypto, and eventually they're going to be like, well, I guess we're not allowed to look at this as crypto anymore. Like it's some big surprise. Update, Elon Musk's announces X Money external beta will launch in the next 1 to 2 months, aiming to be the central source of all monetary transactions. Will this include crypto? Honestly, that would be pretty sick if X became like a proper exchange. I mean, it could be X change. That's actually kind of sick. Am I wrong? I gotta post that. Oh, that's pretty cool. I don't know why that sounds amazing to me. Exchange. I'm very easy to please. Stock Money Lizards posted, "This is my plan. I have made my first Bitcoin spot buys at 77K, 72K, and 62K. The next tranche of buys will be below 60K. I think we could see a price action that is similar to 2022. The bottom phase has started, but reaccumulation and wicks to both sides grabbing liquidity will prevent a major breakout. Possible range low, 53K. I'm bullish." Thank you for your input, Mr. Stock Money Lizards. Trademark, check that one, sir. Very good one. I mean, it sounds awesome to me. I don't know if trademark check is really necessary. I feel like Elon would just buy it, even if it is trademarked. SEC Chair Paul Atkins said, now is the right time to open the $12.5 trillion 401k retirement market to crypto. Probably better than it was. Imagine if they would have opened it at 126K and then all those people lost like half of that chunk of their 401k. They'd be pissed. Buy altcoins now, they will 50 to 100x on average, according to Crypto Guru 19 hours ago. Everyone's been posting this damn chart for forever, and it looks the same. Nothing has changed, so it'll be fun to see if that ever plays out. Mustache, good old Mustache, posted, altcoins, total 2, bottom is in, higher from here. We'll see if that comes to fruition as well. Always appreciate the forever permable. Bar chart, U.S. equity risk premium is now negative on a risk-adjusted basis. Stock offers zero return for investors. That's a crazy thought. That is an actual crazy thought. S&P 500 earnings yield is near 100-year lows. The only time it was lower was during the dot-com bubble. That's also crazy. Michael Burry is now predicting a major crash in Palantir that will send shares plunging to $50. Broken clock, guys. A broken clock. Korea's stock market. Also, Michael Burry, one trick pony. Like hard. One hit wonder, one trick pony. It's kind of sad. Like, just enjoy your money, bro. Just go enjoy your money. Korea's stock market is now up a whopping 120% over the last 10 months. That's freaking crazy. Lunar Entity said, I love lines. I draw them too. But sometimes they make me sad. Yes, that could be a haiku. You should make that a haiku. S&P 500 absolute return dispersion soars to highest levels since the global financial crisis. Probably fine. I mean, I feel like all the doom indicators have been firing and nothing has changed. The odds of a March rate cut have plunged to just 7%. That's crazy. Charles Schwab took another big fat dumperino this lovely Wednesday evening. U.S. margin debt jumps to 1.23 trillion, a new all-time high. Number go up. We're not going to do a portfolio update. Pretty much the same as it was this entire past 7 days, because the market has not moved. So we will continue to keep an eye on everything. As of right now, though, I'm just eyeballing gold and silver. Everything else is inconsequential. We will see what happens and what doesn't happen. My bottom for Bitcoin, not financial advice, is 51.5. And yes, that is strictly based on that weekly RSI fractal setup situation trend line. So that'd be cool if that did play out. Then I could be like, oh, I called it. Here's the proof. Let's remember, guys, on February 11th. Like 7-Eleven, but they're only open 2 days a week. All right, guys. I'm going to call it. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. We are 50-50 on the poll. 25% or less. And 76% to 100% in alts. I think that's a perfect spot to end it. So half of us had all of our portfolio in alts. The other half only had 25% of our portfolio in alts. That's pretty crazy. Anyways, guys, as always, when the market starts to do anything crazy or anything at all at this point, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Wednesday and good night.